Hello, darlings. I am Cassandra. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for coming. For those of you who are new to my channel, child, let me introduce you to the Jungle Beauty Goddesses, the life-size fabric sculpture dolls you see sitting behind me. I created these dolls myself, and as I was sewing them, they would not stop talking to me, and this led to my Jungle Beauty Goddess book series and my Jungle Beauty Goddess Oracle deck. And today the Jungle Beauty Goddesses are going to answer the question that came to me in my dream. I am in love with a woman who I think is too good for me. Do you think I should abandon the connection? Now, recently, guys, I've gone through a Reiki healing. I had a Reiki healing, and I've been sleeping for like 12 hours a day. And in my dream, I thought I answered this question. Like, it was so real that when I woke up this morning, I thought, everything was done. And I realized, you need to bring this down from the cosmos to the planet Earth. So the first goddess, Jungle Beauty Goddess Namib, is going to answer the question. This man feels that a woman is too good for him, and he wants to know if he should abandon the connection, if he should no longer pursue the relationship because he does not feel that he is good enough for this woman whom he is interested in. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Namib's response is, all humans come from the same cosmos, from the same stardust. Humans are 99.9% genetically the same. No human is biologically inferior or superior to another. All humans, everything that you see in the universe, you are a part of everything that is, and everything that is a part of you. The same stardust that creates the cosmos is inside of you. So how could any human possibly be superior to you when you're all connected to the same divinity, the same God, the same central sun, the same angelic realm? Everything that exists inside of you and inside of anyone else. So technically speaking, spiritually speaking, biologically speaking, all humans are equal. Now, if you feel that you are not good enough, what you are really trying to understand about yourself is that you are questioning your desire, your true desire to treat her the way you feel she deserves to be treated. You are under the erroneous belief that you do not earn, maybe you don't earn enough money, or maybe you don't have enough physical possessions, or maybe you aren't tall enough, or whatever the physical or material possessions that you feel that you should have in order to be good enough for her. But these things are just a medium of exchange. There was a time in human society where people did not have money. People did not have cars, and people did not own big fancy homes, so there was an exchange of respect and equality and love and integrity, and the things that humans exchange were the things that really build healthy, loving relationships. So if you're thinking that you don't have enough material resources, this is the most superficial thing that any human can offer to another human. Because if the only thing you have to offer to a person is money, then when I say the only thing, it just means that there are other things that are really a lot more important in terms of compassion and being loving and being consistent, keeping your word, being faithful, being loyal. These are all things that most people, whether they're male or female or whomever, feel that are the most important aspects that they want in a loving and healthy relationship. So if you are inquiring as to whether or not you want to abandon pursuing the connection because you don't feel like you're good enough, the real questions, the real issues that are surfacing is the one thing that really makes one human different from another human even though humans don't like to believe this, is your intentions and your actions. Do you plan to be faithful? Do you plan to be loyal? Do you plan to keep your word? Do you plan to be affectionate? Do you plan to be forgiving? These are the most important aspects to a loving relationship. So if you can give this person, if you are able to look at your true intentions and give this person your sincerity, your authenticity, your honesty, then you are going to be able to give them the things that are worthy of any person, that any person deserves who is worthy of real love. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Namid feels like if you're questioning as to whether or not you are good enough to pursue this relationship, or if this woman is good enough for you, that you don't feel that you are good enough for this woman, you do not trust your own ability to be fair, to be faithful, to be honest, to be loyal, to be consistent. You are not willing to put forth an effort into changing any aspects of your shadow self. So the real questions in terms of that you're asking, according to Jungle Beauty Goddess Namid, when you say you're not good enough, you're talking about the things that you're able to change. You're talking about aspects of yourself that you would want from someone, but maybe you don't feel that you trust yourself to give, or that you are willing to give to someone in a mutually respectful relationship. So that is all. Is that all, Jungle Beauty Goddess Namid? Thank you, Jungle Beauty Goddess Namid. And that is her answer to you don't feel good enough and to pursue this particular person. She's saying you are good enough genetically, biologically, in every way you are good enough, unless in your heart you do not feel that you're going to treat this person the way they deserve to be treated. Thank you, Jungle Beauty Goddess Namid. So now we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Chalby, who is going to answer this question. You don't feel that you're good enough for this woman, and you want to know if you should abandon the connection. Jungle Beauty Goddess Chalby is going to give you her answer. Jungle Beauty Goddess Chalby says that there are two places on a human body that they cannot see. A person cannot see their face, and a person cannot see their back unless they are looking at some type of reflective surface, such as a mirror. And the image that they see is actually an illusion, but it's not something that they are seeing in real time or from their eyes. So she says that when a woman looks into your eyes, this is when she actually sees her true beauty. By the way you look at her, by the way you treat her, by the way you touch her. A woman feels her beauty and her worth and her value in terms of her beauty, her real beauty, is when a man who adores her is looking into her eyes, and from his eyes she can see how beautiful she truly is. That almost messed me up. And also, the other place on a human's body that a human cannot see is they cannot see their back. And Chalby says that she can't see her back, but a man who loves her, you can have her back. Meaning that you'll support her, that you will look out for her, you will protect her, you will see things that she can't see. And that is why you are able to see her back. And she was cracking me up. She was like saying that, you know how when you're lotioning your body and there's always just one spot in your back that you're unable to reach, because somebody who loves you is supposed to be able to reach that spot. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Chalby says, no woman is too good for you, or because she needs you. She needs you so that she can see parts of herself that she is unable to see. And when her beauty starts to fade to the world, and the wrinkles start to etch around her eyes, and her chin starts to, hang, she says, you will still see the beauty in her, the same beauty when she was 16 years old. You will always see her as that beautiful woman. So she needs you in her life. So she will always feel as beautiful as she did because of the love reflected in your eyes. She would know her innate beauty and her innate worth and value because of the way you have loved her, adored her, treated her, made love to her. She cannot see her back because you will be her support to share the burdens of the world. Oh my God. She says you will protect her from people, places, and things that she cannot see. She is not too good for you if you truly love and cherish her. But if you know that you cannot offer her these qualities, that if you cannot look in her eyes and see her real beauty and respect her real beauty and cherish her real beauty, it's not that she is too good for you. It's just that you feel that guilty. Charby says that you feel guilty for wanting to give her less than you feel that she deserves from a man who truly adores her. You tore that up, Charby. Charby tore that up. So anyway, Charby feels that it's not that a woman is too good for you if your intentions are good, because a woman needs you to see how beautiful she is through your eyes, the way you look at her. The way a man looks at a woman lets her know how he feels about her and how he sees her. And also, she said your back is the area where he'll see things that she can't see, and he'll protect her and he'll look out for her in ways that she could have never done for herself. So no woman is too good for you if you truly love her. Thank you, Jungle Beauty Goddess Charby. So next we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara, who is going to answer the question in terms of you don't feel good enough for this woman and you are determining if you should continue to pursue a connection with her. Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara says that you need to let go of antiquated beliefs about men and women in terms of money and roles and who should be doing this and that on jobs, who should be supervisors, who should be leaders. She says that those beliefs are no longer serving you and they're actually hurting you as a human being. If you believe that you are not good enough for her, perhaps you have antiquated beliefs about male and female roles, about male and female's relationship with money, about how men and women interact with each other, that are no longer serving you in a modern society. Do you believe that men are supposed to earn more money than women? Do you feel that a person's value as a human being is related to how much money they earn or how much money they make? She says that she believes that if you feel that she is too good for you, you're either judging her in terms of you not having enough money for her, or you think that she is out of your league, as a term that humans use in terms of thinking that a person is too attractive for another person, which really doesn't make any sense, since all humans, if it doesn't matter what a person looks like, what matters is how two people feel about each other. As human history has shown, you're looking at superficial factors that have nothing to do with love, respect, compassion. She says that the relationships are about masculine and feminine energy. It's about yin and yang. It's about balance. It's not about who has what. All relationships, whether it's two women or two men, is based on the energy that each being brings to that relationship. There's always going to be one person who is going to be probably a little bit more orderly, a little bit more organized, who is going to be more analytical, who's going to be more logical, and they're going to bring the order to the relationship. And this is going to, like, for example, if you are going on a trip together, this is probably going to be the person who's going to arrange, buy the tickets, organize the tickets. There's going to be a person who's going to most likely care for the home. It doesn't matter whether the person is anatomically female or anatomically male, but what matters is that the couple is able to bring together different personality traits that will build a whole. So there's a person who is most likely who's going to cook. It doesn't necessarily have to be the woman who is biologically a female. Or there's a person who is going to take care of laundry. There's a person who is most likely going to take care of the cars. There's a person who's most likely going to pay the bills. That's how healthy relationships work. It's the masculine and the feminine. It's the yin and the yang. It has nothing to do with biology. So there is absolutely, no person is too, when you think in terms of a person being too good for you, it means that you feel that people have fixed roles that is tied to their biology, that the man's supposed to do A, B, C, D. The only thing is, yes, women have babies, but fathers can take care of the children while the woman works. There are so many systems where families work together because this person simply has the skill set that the other person doesn't have. So don't look at the relationship in terms of male and female, who has money, who can cook, who can clean. No, look at it in terms of skill set. Are we going to be able to build together because this person, you're good at handling money, and maybe this person is good at making money, or maybe you're good at cleaning and this person is good at cooking. When you look at your relationships with people, how well do you get along with them? How well are you able to get along on a day-to-day basis and work on building a home that is comfortable and is filled with love? Those are the factors you need to look at in terms of a relationship. Who has the building blocks has nothing to do with the anatomical makeup of the person. It has to do with the skill set that the person brings to the relationship. So that is Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara's view in terms of, I don't feel good enough for this woman. Should I abandon the connection? She's saying, when you say you aren't good enough, what factors are you talking about? A healthy, balanced relationship has to do with the skill set that each person is able to build to the relationship to bring balance. It has nothing to do with who earns the most money or who should cook or who should clean. If you're able to do it, then this is going to be a good person for you to be able to build with and create a comfortable life. Thank you, Jungle Beauty Goddess Sahara. So next we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Afar, who's going to answer the question, I'm in love with a woman. I feel that she is too good for me. Should I abandon the connection? Jungle Beauty Goddess Afar answers this question. She always cracked me up, child. This is my bad girl. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Afar, this is her answer to the question, child. She said, of course she is too good for you, darling. All women are too good for all men. Women bear children. They nurse those children. Women, their bodies are magical and sacred. They bring life forth to this world. She says, you are men, darling, you are more expendable to the human species. One man could technically populate the entire world. Let me make sure she's in focus. One man could technically populate the entire world. Biologically speaking, darling, you are a man and therefore you are expendable. Yes, darling, she's too good for you, but this does not mean that she doesn't need you. Darling, I'm going to share with you a really deep secret that I don't really hope all men know this, but every man should know this secret. If you don't want a woman whom you perceive as being too good for you, there is something seriously, intellectually, spiritually, psychologically, socially, and economically wrong with you. Like, there's something wrong with you, darling. If you should prefer a woman who you think is too good for you, because this is a woman who is going to help you grow, evolve, expand your consciousness. This is going to be a woman who's going to force and push and encourage you to be your absolute best. She's going to make you reach for higher aspirations. She's going to help you accomplish goals that you never even thought you could accomplish. This is a woman who is going to force you to give your life everything that you got and be more than you ever imagined that you could be. Never be around anyone, whether it is a love interest or not, who does not push you to be your absolute best. Why would you even want a friend who you don't think is too good for you? I know, right? Everybody in your life, you should think, oh my God, this person is too good for me. I am so lucky to be in the presence of this person. Because if you are surrounded by people who you think are too good for you, then you know that you are being your highest and best self, because you are surrounding yourself with people who want the best for you, the best out of life. She says, you will never regret the journey of connecting with someone who insists that you bring nothing less than your A game to the table. Ooh. This is the woman who you think is too good for you, darling. This is the woman you will build dynasties with. This is the woman you will conquer the world with. This is the woman you will prosper with. This is the woman you will grow with. Know that you are bringing traits to her as well that she is missing. Always pursue a person who you perceive as being too good for you, because you know that if you are around the energy of people who want nothing but the best for you and the best out of life, they are also pushing you to be your highest and best self. Go ahead, girl. All right, guys, this is Jungle Beauty Goddess of Far's opinion, which I think is amazing. So next we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai, who is answering the question, I'm in love with a woman whom I think is too good for me. Should I stop pursuing this connection? So Jungle Beauty Goddess, sorry guys, gotta get comfortable. Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai is going to weigh in and answer the question. She's going to give you her advice as to whether or not you should continue to pursue a woman who you think is too good for you. Jungle Beauty Goddess Sinai says, never date someone you think is too good for you, because humans have a tendency to destroy and exploit people or things that they don't feel that they deserve. If you are with a woman who senses that you think she is too good for you, believe it or not, she will never feel good enough for you, or you will project your feelings of unworthiness onto her. She will never feel that she is good enough, always seeking to be perfect in your eyes. She will always look to perfect herself. She's never going to feel that she is enough just by herself. She's going to always, be on a diet or doing something to even belittle herself to prove that she is worthy of you. She would never feel that she is good enough. She will betray her own standards, her own morals, her own beliefs to be the woman that she thinks you want her to be. This is why you will see some of the world's most beautiful women in the world. This is why you will see some of the most beautiful women in the world in physically and emotionally abusive relationships with men who do not value them. When men don't feel they are good enough, they don't typically change their behavior or attitudes to become better or good enough for this woman. They typically become extremely manipulative. They play mind games. They are physically and emotionally abusive to these women. They tend to cheat on these women who they think who they believe are too good for them. Because what they are doing on a psychological level is they are bringing her down to his level, to where he can feel that he deserves her. He is constantly asking himself the question, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, at an unconscious level, if you are so good, then why are you with me when I think so little of myself? Dang. These dolls just be like spitting stuff that I swear, I'm like, what? She says that Yes, the reason men abuse women who they think are too good for them is because they are constantly asking themselves the question, if you are as good as I think you are, then why are you with me when I think so little of myself? Date someone whom you feel you deserve. This will bring emotional and psychological balance to your relationship. Jungle Beauty got a sign now, tricked me out with this. She says, if you feel that she is too good for you, let her go, because she will betray her own beliefs, her own morals, her own standards to be what you want her to be, because you are projecting your unworthiness onto her. And most likely you're going to find yourself treating her poorly and constantly asking yourself, if you are such a good person, then why are you with me when I think so little of myself? Thank you, Jungle Beauty Goddess Cyanide. So that is her opinion. So now we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari, who is going to give you her opinion, darling, as to whether or not you should pursue a woman who you think is too good for you. All right, Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari, these goddesses, woo! Okay, here we go. Let's just go ahead and jump right on in here. Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari says, if you think a woman is too good for you, you need to work on your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-love. You feeling that she is too good for you says nothing about who she is as a woman, but it says a lot about who you are as a person, a maid, a husband, and a man. Why do you feel unworthy of a good person? Like, it doesn't make sense. What behaviors, attitudes, and beliefs that you have that make you feel unlovable, unlikable, being the way that being who you are, the way that you are? Why have you been unable to accept yourself? Like, what is missing in your life that caused you to doubt your own worth? She says you should seek counseling, you should seek therapy, get a life coach, do something to heal your belief about yourself. If for any type of general feeling of unworthiness, this is not natural and it's not healthy under any circumstances. But she says there's another twist to this that most people don't realize, that maybe sometimes you need to feel that there are certain things you need to accomplish before settling down with anyone that has nothing to do with her. Like, sometimes people feel like, well, I really don't want to get caught up in a relationship till I finish med school or until I, start my own business. And that has nothing to do with your self-worth. It's just that when you're in a relationship requires you to give your time and attention, and maybe you just really don't want to give your time and attention to anyone because you want to give it to your schoolwork or to starting your own business. But she doesn't want you to label this as a sense of unworthiness, but as, I value myself so much, I am so worthy that as much as I love this person, I want to give my time and attention to myself to be everything that I want to be before I start sharing myself with somebody else. Now, Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari says there's another component, that maybe you are using the term, you're saying that this woman isn't, is too good for you because she's really just not your type. But maybe she is a person that other people think is beautiful and smart, and you like girls a little bit more rough around the edge. You like girls who maybe, for lack of a better word, who's more ghetto, who's more outspoken. And when your friends see her, your friends are like, oh man, you are so lucky, dog. Why aren't you with this girl? She is gorgeous. And you're thinking like, yeah, right? Or maybe you have a girl, people say, she looks like a supermodel, dude. She's nice, she's tall, she's thin. And you're thinking, but I like my girls with some, some junk in her trunk. A lot of times people feel that they're unworthy because in their heart, it's not something that they really want, but there's something that society told them that they should want. And she says that, so you get caught up thinking, well, dang, if everybody says I'm supposed to be driving a Lamborghini, then why am I driving a Lamborghini? And then when you get the Lamborghini, the truth is you don't like the Lamborghini. The truth is, you don't like caviar. The truth is there are so many things in this world that other people are telling you that you're supposed to like, that you're supposed to want. So you're looking at this woman that everybody is admiring and thinking is so wonderful, and you're thinking like, because you're not, you haven't really analyzed it, you haven't really looked within your heart to see, I really don't like girls. I think she is an amazing human. I think she is gorgeous. I think she is wonderful, but she is truly not my type. I'm not going to be happy with this person because this person doesn't bring whatever it is that I need to feel excited. So get honest with yourself. Don't just label this person of thinking that you're not good enough. Maybe she's a good person and you're a good person. You both are really good people and you both are loving and kind and amazing, but you're just not a good fit for each other. So be careful about throwing terms around or thinking that you're not good enough when the truth is the chemistry is just not what you're looking for. That was really good, Kalahari. I respect that. So Kalahari is saying there are many components to thinking that you're not good enough for a particular relationship. Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari says, one, if you really do feel that you're unworthy, that you should probably seek counseling or therapy if you're thinking that you feel like you're not good enough for another human being, that you should do something about it. The other component is, she says that maybe you have life goals that you're still working on, and before you share your time and resources with another human, you really would like to work on those goals before investing in a relationship. But the third component the Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari brings to the table is maybe society told you you're supposed to like this person, but this person is a wonderful person and you think they are wonderful, but they're just really not your type for whatever reason. Maybe they're too small, they're too big, they're too dark, they're too light, whatever it is. Maybe whatever it is, you are a wonderful person and this other person is wonderful, but you're told you're lucky. And how many times has this happened in life where we're told, oh my God, you are so lucky to be ABCD, and you're thinking, but I really don't like it. It really doesn't turn me on. This is really not what I'm looking for. This is really not what's going to make me happy. So she's saying be very careful about using the label of I'm unworthy or this person is too good for me, when the truth is, when you really break it down, it is just really not a good fit, but you both are two wonderful people. Thank you, Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari. That was awesome. So now we have Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara, who is going to discuss, this man said, I'm in love with this woman, but I think she is too good for me, child. And I'm thinking about abandoning the connection. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara is going to give you her opinion as to whether or not how she feels about whether or not you should abandon this connection, or give you a perspective on how to look at it. Okay, Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara. Oh my God, she gets deep. Okay. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara says, you think that she is too good for you because you have not made peace with or analyzed the type of relationships your mother had with various men who entered her life. Your mother was probably a good woman that you loved, that you looked up to. She loved you more than anybody in this world. But the men that she attracted to herself were probably men who were emotionally unavailable, men who could have been physically abusive to her, men who did not commit to her, men who were who cheated on her. And this actually changed your perception of how you view relationships. So if you have been exposed to let's just say, for example, your father is a man that you adore and love, and he cheated on your mom, and your mom attracted other men who were really good to you, and maybe he wasn't your father. Maybe he put you through college, but he is a guy who has been good to you, but yet he has not been as good to your mom. He's not has fully committed to her. So what happens is you see your mom in these relationships with men who are not healthy, who do not protect and provide for her, who do not fully commit to her, who cheat on her, who abandon her. And you, as a young kid, you're trying to identify with the male. Like, if you're a young boy and you see your mom being in abusive relationships, emotionally or physically, then when you identify with your male role, you have a hard time discerning or understanding how to treat women, because you see your mom as such a wonderful person. If our mom is such a wonderful person, your mom becomes the collective woman, and your dad or the men that your mother has dated become the collective men. For you to identify with your male role, like, how do I become a man? What is the best way for me to treat women? There's just part of you that is one or two things happen. A lot of times when people have strong emotions about something, I'm never going to be the type of man that my dad was. I'm never going to be the type of person. Like, whenever you have these strong emotions, a lot of times people become what they don't want to become. So you become a combination of all the men who abused your mom. And part of it is, and with your mom, there are mixed emotions. Because a part of you is hurt, and a part of you is disappointed, and a part of you is very angry and upset about what happened with her. So when you're in relationships, and some men actually are different, because some men, when they see that their mom is treated like a queen, and they see that she's provided for, and she's in loving, stable relationships, he becomes a guy who treat women the same way. He becomes this guy who wants to treat women, put women on a pedestal, and be kind and be loving and have long-term stable relationships that last, a lifetime. But if you have grown up in an environment where you really haven't had a role model on the best way to treat a woman, you start saying, well, she's too good for me. Because all children think their mom is a good woman, and that she was too good to be treated, to be cheated on, to be in a relationship with a man who only, pretty much came around when he wanted something from her. For kids, and especially young boys, to be exposed to seeing their mom in unhealthy and stable relationships, it affects how they treat women. So when you see a woman who you think is too good for you, you feel like, I don't feel that I have it in me to treat her the way she deserves to be treated, because there's a lot of conflict going on in your heart about a healthy relationship and how a man is supposed to treat a woman that he loves. So humans develop a love-hate relationship with women. Humans have a tendency to become what they hate. Because whenever you have a strong emotion about anything, good or bad, we create it becomes like a strong emotional magnet that draws that behavior, attitude to us. We begin to reflect that. If you did not grow up with a healthy role model of what a loving, compassionate, and happy relationship look like, you become the man who broke your mother's heart. And that's what happens with a lot of young boys who grow up in homes with a single mom, or with a mother with a father who abused her. You become the man who broke your mother's heart, and as opposed to the man who heals her heart. And because there is a part of you, the collective part of you, that is disappointed in your mother. So you feel there's this intricate and complex relationship that you have to untangle how you identify with men and how you feel men are supposed to treat women, and then also untangle the emotions around your mom for being in a relationship and with you being a kid and feeling like you want to save her and not feeling safe. Because as a kid, who are you going to identify with? Your father, who's paying the bills, who's putting you through college, who's doing things for you. You don't dislike him. And because you don't dislike your father, but yet you don't like the way he's treating your mom, you in many ways become him. And so this cycle of having unhealthy relationships, like, well, dang, if I'm with this woman who I think is too good for me, then I'm just going to treat her the way men treated my mom. And the cycle so continues. So basically you couldn't have these emotions as a child, because all of this sadness that you experienced was trapped in your heart. So the person who loves you the most in this world is your mom. Your mother is being cheated on, physically or emotionally abused. You feel helpless to protect her. And this shapes your collective view about women. And you don't notice, but a part of you has to make peace with feeling responsible and helpless as a child if your mom was in unhealthy, emotionally and physically abusive relationships. Until you're able to see yourself in the men who hurt your mother. And that's a really big part of your healing. If you can see yourself in the men who broke your mom's heart, like say, for example, you say, the way these people treated my mother, I'm not going to treat any woman the way, my father or her boyfriends or the people that she dated treated her, because I know that she deserves better. And this is why a lot of times little boys start feeling like, well, he is financially providing for her, and therefore that excuses his behavior. So that's where they started thinking that self-worth is attached to money. Yes, he's not around. Yes, he's not, committed to my mom, but when she needs something, he buys it for her. Or so you equate your self-worth with what you are able to financially do for her, as opposed to being there to support her, to love her, to being faithful to her. Like all of these really important factors that you needed, to feel safe, to come home every night, a sense of consistency. You missed out on all those things, so you picked one factor, which was the fact that he was a provider. So you will continue to see women as too good for you because you don't want to treat her the way your father or your mother's boyfriends treated your mother. But you don't know how to be different. So in other words, but you don't know how to, you would disrespect her because you have not resolved. You know that you would disrespect this woman because you have not resolved your childhood issues with the type of men that your mom either married or dated growing up. So Jungle Beauty Goddess Kalahari feels that your issues with thinking women are too good for you are tied to the type of men your mother attracted to her, the type of love that you observed in your home, and you never felt that your mom deserved to be treated like that, but you couldn't understand how, what does she do to deserve this? And a lot of times there are men who you still identify with. So when you were looking for your identity as a male, you just decided, well, yes, he may not have been here, but he was a good provider. He may have cheated on her, but he paid my way through college. He may have not been here for her, or maybe he did this to her, but he did that. So what you do while you're developing your identity of masculinity, you attach yourself to whatever you can, which helps you feel like you are a man, but yet you don't know how to have healthy relationship with women because you have not resolved, made peace, untangled, analyzed, and just accept it. And Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara feels that the most important thing that you need to do in order to resolve issues of feeling that a woman is too good for you is It's forgiving your parents, like forgiving your father for maybe, or your mother's boyfriends, or looking at them in a different way, seeing those traits within yourself and being honest about yourself and forgiving yourself and releasing those beliefs, releasing those behaviors, releasing that part of what you saw as a kid that traumatized you, and then also on some level forgiving your mom for doing the best that she knew how to do, for maybe having men in her life who were not fully committed to her, who did not love her the way she deserved to be loved. Girl, Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara, just, yes, child. So anyway, this is Jungle Beauty Goddess Katara's view about this man says he's in love with this woman, but he doesn't feel that he's good enough for her. So in the comment box below, darling, could you please note which goddess you agree with the most, which goddess you agree with the least, and why? If you have a question for the Jungle Beauty Goddesses, please leave it in the comment box below. I really hope this video helps someone. Oh, don't forget to like. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. And I look forward to seeing you, darling, in the next video.